We're going to read from 97. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. قال هذا رحمة من ربي فإذا جاء وعد ربي جعله دكاء وكان وعد ربي حقا وتركنا بعضهم يومئذ يموج في بعض ونفخ في الصور فجمعناهم جمعا. I'm going to stop here in these two verses because that's the end of the story of Dhul Qarnayn and the people who lived with Ya'juj wa Ma'juj.
Their enemies could not scale the barrier, nor could they pierce.
90. So it's 90. قال هذا رحمة من ربي. 98.
This is a mercy from my Lord, but when my Lord's promise is fulfilled, He will raise this barrier to the ground. My Lord's promise always comes true. And then
that's it. No, the next verse. And we will leave them.
On that day we shall let them surge against each other like waves, and then the trumpet will be blown, and we shall gather them all together.
Jazakallah khair. So here Dhul Qarnayn, after he built this great dam and make that wall and block the people of Ya'juj wa Ma'juj, right? But with full humility, he said, this is a mercy from my Lord. Did not attribute this to himself. قمة التواضع ما نسب الفضل لنفسه. He attributed the fadl lillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. And that's one of the things that the Muslim should always care for. That whenever there is good happen to you, you don't attribute it directly to yourself. You say this is from Allah's grace, this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's tawfiq, from Allah's barakah. You don't say this is me. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He said, وَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, do not take andad, do not take partners with Allah while you are aware of it. Ibn Abbas said, like what? Like تقول لولا القبطان لهلكنا. Ibn Abbas said, you would say something like this: it's because the captain of the ship was very good, very skillful, otherwise would have died. Or you said لولا البط لسرقنا. Or you said it is because of the ducks, otherwise our home would have been somebody broke into our house and took our stuff. Why the ducks? Because in the old days, people have ducks in the house as pets, or outside, like in the backyard. So when there is someone trying to enter the house from the backyard, what the ducks will do? Start screaming, so will make noise, so basically the thief runs away. It's like a dog today. Okay, so you, in an immoral, let's say, you go to Arafat, Jazakallah khair, he fix your brake, and you hit the brake before you did an accident. Then he said, if wasn't Arafat fix the brake, I would have had an accident. No, Jazakallah khair, he fix your brake, but you have to say al-fadl lillah. Then so and so. You don't say you attribute the ni'mah to the people. You don't say the doctor saved my life. Doctor didn't save your life. It would save you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? You might say, but Shaykh, isn't really the doctor saved my life? If it's not the CPR, he gave it to me, or first responder. If he didn't do that, I would have died. First of all, that's not true. You could have even survived without his work. That's number one. Number two, who taught that doctor this knowledge? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's the one who guided him to understand that. He's the one who guided him, who made him come on time. So still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's fadl in every step in the way. That's why we always say it is because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So here this man of tawheed, man of faith said, this is because of the mercy of my Lord. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have blocked the people of Ya'juj wa Ma'juj, and He stopped them from spreading their corruptions on earth. And they were not able to go through that wall or to destroy it or to climb it, as we heard last week. But He told them that this will remain for a temporary time. This situation will stay for a temporary time, not forever. At one point, they will be able to go through that wall. فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ رَبِّي. And when the promise of my Lord comes. What's the promise of my Lord? The promise, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Anbiya. حتى إذا فتحت يأجوج ومأجوج وهم من كل حدب ينسلون واقترب الوعد الحق فإذا هي شاخصة أبصار الذين كفروا يا ويلنا قد كنا في غفلة من هذا بل كنا ظالمين. In Surah Al-Anbiya verse 96 all the way to 97. Until when the dam of Ya'juj wa Ma'juj has been opened, and they from every elevation descend. They come out. And when the true promise has approached, then suddenly the eyes of those who disbelieve will be staring in horror, while they say, oh, to us, we had been unmindful of this. Rather, we were wrongdoers. So that's the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Zaynab bint Jahsh radiallahu anha said, and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam one day entered the house so terrified, scared. So she gets surprised. Why is the Prophet scared like that? And he said, La ilaha illallah, waylun lil Arab min sharrin qad iqtarab. A destruction's coming to the Arabs and evil approaching them soon. Today, from the Radim, from the dam or the wall of Ya'juj wa Ma'juj, that much was opened. And the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam did like this. Or another riwayah did like this. So either like this or like that. Yani that much opened from that wall. Then Zaynab, she said, Ya Rasulullah, are we going to be destroyed? Because those people, if they come out, they will destroy everybody. And among us, the righteous one, as-salihin. He said, yes, إِذَا كَثُرَ الْخَبَثِ. Yes, if the evil spread wide. Reported by Al-Bukhari. And in Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Sunan Abi Dawud said, the day of judgment will not start until you see 10 signs. One of them, when Ya'juj wa Ma'juj comes out. In Sunan Abi Dawud. So it's a promise that it will happen, no doubt. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from their fitna. And the Prophet ﷺ asked us to ask Allah to protect us from the trial of Ya'juj wa Ma'juj. Shaykh Kamal teaches, Jazallah khair, a special course about Ya'juj wa Ma'juj. Okay? In Al-Maghrib Institute in a ilm night. The story of Ya'juj wa Ma'juj. So I remember when he proposed that, someone in the team in the Maghrib asked me, what's the benefit? Why would he teach us about Ya'juj wa Ma'juj? We don't need it. Then I said immediately to that person, so your logic, if it's true, it should have also been used by the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam until Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why we should say in every salah, أعوذ بك من فتنة الحياة وفتنة الممات وفتنة المسيح الدجال. I ask Allah the protection from the false Messiah's fitna, the trial of the false Messiah. You're not going to meet the false Messiah. And if you're Abu Bakr or Umar or Uthman, that's right. You're not going to be able to meet the false Messiah or the Dajjal. But the Nabi still asks us to ask Allah protection from their fitna. So these major fitan in the Day of Judgment, just saying, oh Allah protect me from this fitna, oh Allah protect us from the fitna of the end of the days, the fitna of this worldly life, and the end of the life, it is because we reflect upon how blessed we are that we don't need to deal with these fitan. Yani dealing with Islamophobe much easier than dealing with Ya'juj wa Ma'juj. Dealing with many people who are annoying you today, it's much easier. You say, Alhamdulillah, that Allah didn't put me in the fitna of Ya'juj wa Ma'juj. So always if you compare, you see your fitan small. The more you know about Ya'juj wa Ma'juj, you see the trial of your time small, comparing to what those people will do. Also, there is a lot of lessons, I'm sure, in the class, the Shaykh talk about it, from knowing about how corrupt people can be. Also showing you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يخلق ما يشاء ويختار. He creates whatever He wishes, whatever He wants. He created this weird, strange nation, and they are humans. A lot of people don't know that. Ya'juj wa Ma'juj are humans, but they are different type of humans. And every day these days we see in Discovery, they said, oh, we discover, basically, scholar of someone who looks different, like maybe this is a different type of human, different species, and all this kind of things that we hear these days. Because why do we know they're human? Because the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam told that Adam will be said, أخرج من ذريتك, from your children, and among them the people of Ya'juj wa Ma'juj. 99 will go to hellfire and 1 will go to paradise. So they said 99 to hellfire, he said 99 from the Ya'juj wa Ma'juj. They are a huge number nation. I told you last week, there is some scholars said Ya'juj wa Ma'juj are the Chinese and the Mongolians and the Russian. But that's not true, because Chinese all over the place. And we know Ya'juj wa Ma'juj did not mix with people. Mongolian mixed with people. We know about Ya'juj wa Ma'juj, they're isolated from the world. Some people think that maybe Ya'juj wa Ma'juj actually inside the earth. Inside the earth. And one of the things that support that claim, that in the hadith in Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that every time they make a hole and they can see the sun, okay, they can see the sun, they said, we found it. We found our way out because we can see the light. Next day they come, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala closed that hole that they made. So it looks like they are somewhere where the sunlight doesn't come to them. Could it be also in a mountain that's a huge mountain? It could be, And they basically had to climb to put in a position where they see the sun. We really don't know about that. You might say, Shaykh, we know everywhere in the earth today. How come that Ya'juj wa Ma'juj in the earth and we don't know about them? We discovered the whole entire earth. Maybe there is a cave here and there, we don't know about it, but those nations there is any big place in the face of the earth, like a big area, undiscovered yet? I'll let Shaykh Kamal answer this question.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الأمين. أما بعد. This wasn't planned, so I didn't know this. I don't have my notes, but it's a really false claim that we have explored the majority of the earth, or that, we have all of Google Earth, photographed all of the earth, so we should be able to find the island where the Dajjal is, or find the dam of Ya'juj and Ma'juj. You could be standing right next to it, you wouldn't notice it. If it's covered with moss and trees, whatever, how would you notice it if you're right next to it, let alone from Google Earth? But the claim that we've explored the majority of the earth is very, very incorrect. There are many, many things that are areas that have not been explored. For example, the Amazon rainforest, which encompasses 9 countries. It is so unexplored that some scientists believe and every day there are new species of animals being discovered there. They believe that it might hold 50% of the world species there, if we completely explore it. Then we've got the Congo Basin in Africa, and that's even less explored than the Amazon, and it covers 15% of the total surface area of Africa, which is gigantic. Then you've got Siberia, and a lot of it, is very cold and you can't go there. So it's about 77% of Russia's landmass, and it's very, very unexplored. You've got mountains in Bhutan that are over a certain height. They're considered sacred, and so no one is allowed to go explore or even go touch these areas. You've got a lot of Papua New Guinea, very, very dense vegetation, unexplored, no roads. So even Google Map will only show you trees and you not know what's underneath them. You've got in Greenland, just 2 years ago, they discovered an entire lake that they didn't know was there before. Or actually in 1993 in Antarctica, they discovered an entire lake that they've never seen before. In Greenland, they discovered 1 mile under the sheet of the earth. This is 2 years ago. 1 mile under 1 mile of thick ice, they discovered an entire underworld 2 years ago. So to tell me that we've explored the majority of the earth is completely false. And of course, there are many other parts of the earth that are not explored, but these are just some of the very major ones that we're familiar with and we still haven't explored. So to claim that we could have found the Dajjal or anything is completely false. That's in a nutshell. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam.
So they could be in the North Pole, covered with the ice. Could be. Could be in the South Pole. We don't know. Where did he travel exactly, to which people? So we say we believe in what the Prophet ﷺ told us, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said us, and may Allah never let us know where they are. We're not interested. طيب. What we can learn from the story of Dhul Qarnayn. Number one, remember when he told them, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about Dhul Qarnayn, سأتلو منه عليكم منه ذكرى. I will give you from his story dhikra, which it means reminders, something that it will benefit you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي قَصَصِهِمْ عِبْرَةً. Always in their stories, lessons to be learned. And that's a very important lesson for us. Whenever we study history, whenever we study the past, we don't study the past just to entertain ourselves or to make a movie or just to waste our time or just a nice bed stories. No. We should always study history to learn from history. We always see and make analogy and analysis, and we analyze that the reasons behind the rise, the falls of civilization, for example. Studying the society, how it's made, how human beings aren't the same. There is differences here and there, but there is a lot of similarity. And I always like what Mark Twain said, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Okay? So it rhymes. And that's why we can learn a lot from the history. Number two, the ruler who really deserved to be praised, okay, is not the ruler who make the great victory and own mass lands and build great cities and castles. No, that's not enough. That was not made Dhul Qarnayn to be praised or to be mentioned in the Quran. Maybe there is other kings in history build cities and castles and made so-called civilization bigger than what Dhul Qarnayn did. What made Dhul Qarnayn is not that he has a great army travel from the far east to the west. No. What really made the persons great, it is his contribution. It is his justice. It is his mercy. It is his faith. It's the morality that is spread. And I want you to remember this. You know what's the difference between fame and greatness? A lot of people mix between being famous and being great. They think every famous person is a great person. That's not true. Fame is based on what you gain in life. But greatness is based on what you contribute in life, what you give. The more you get stuff, the famous you are. But the more you give, the greater you are. So that's what made a ruler a great or a famous ruler. More land, more slaves, more victories, more battles, more stars hanging on his coat or his suit. Maybe that's what made him famous. But what really make a great president, a great king, what he have done to his people, what change he brought to life. أَلَمْ يَرَوْا كَمْ أَهْلَكْنَا مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ مِنْ قَرْنٍ مَكَّنَّاهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَا لَمْ نُمَكِّنْ لَكُمْ وَأَرْسَلْنَا السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْهِمْ مِدْرَارًا وَجَعَلْنَا الْأَنْهَارَ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهِمْ. مع كل هذا فأهلكناهم بذنوبهم وأنشأنا من بعدهم قرنا آخرين. Have they not seen how many generations we destroyed before them, which we had established upon the earth, as we have not established you, yani the people of Mecca, and applied to us today here in modern days, in every time, because the Quran speaks to all of us. And we send rain from the sky upon them in showers, and made rivers flow beneath them. And we destroy them for their sins, and brought forth after them a generation of others. So what made them destroy is their kufr, their sins, their immoral society, the immorality in the society. Number 3, in the story of Ya'juj, the people who asked Dhul Qarnayn to build the dam and to block Ya'juj and Ma'juj, really a very interesting lessons for us to learn. That even if we come from different nations, different countries, when they come together in a common good happen. This is completely two different countries, completely two different nations. They don't even speak the same language. They don't share the same culture. But there is a common thing between them, which is justice, which is stopping corruption in earth, that's what Ya'juj and Ma'juj do wrong. So when the collaboration happen between countries, happen between communities, happen between different segments in the society, and we start working together, good things happen, and evil will be stopped. Number 4, the story of Dhul Qarnayn really make you excited and highly motivated. Why? Because this man, if you reach to the farthest east, isn't that enough accomplishment? That's right. Imagine I traveled to the farthest east. You say, wow, I got all the east side of the earth or the known world. Stop? No. He's still motivated to go to the farthest point, what? West. Did he stop? No, he still traveled to discover new world. But that's need courage. I still remember once read somewhere that they said, if you don't have the courage to lose sight of the shore, you will never be able to discover new lands. That's right. If you don't have the courage to lose sight of the shore, you will not ever discover new lands. So that's motivate you, encourage you to go out and discover new area in your life, new friends, new talents, new educations, new job, businesses, friends, and so forth. And also encourage you to travel. Traveling is such a beautiful thing, and I love traveling. Okay, sometimes I travel by force, but also I love traveling personally. And traveling is such a beautiful experience. الشافعي said once, تغرب عن الأوطان في طلب العلا وسافر ففي الأسفار خمس فوائد. الشافعي said, his poetry, leave your homes and go seek things of طلب العلا, يعني seek things which is very high, and things of values. In traveling, there is 5 benefits. تفريج هم واكتساب معيشة. Release your sadness, and sometimes I get so stressed out, but you get in the airplane and you relax, you forget about your stress. and اكتساب معيشة, you make some money. وعلم, and you learn, you get money, you get knowledge. وآداب, you learn a lot of etiquettes. You know, sometimes when you travel and you see people's etiquettes and the way you behave, the way you talk, the way they talk, you really learn. I traveled once with one of the brothers, and we met a very respected scholar in Saudi Arabia. His name is Shaykh Nasr al-Umar, Hafidahullah. So my friend told me, from this whole entire trip, there is one thing benefited me the most. And I didn't pay attention until this brother said it. I said, what? When we met Dr. Nasr al-Umar, he was with his father. And we were making iftar together in al-Haram. The whole entire time, his father was a very old man, maybe in his late 70s or almost 80. And his son, like Shaykh, well-known scholars, and 40 years old, in his 40s. The father keep telling Shaykh Nasr al-Umar, Ya Shaykh Nasr, Ya Fadit al-Doktor, Ya Shaykh Nasr. The father always giving a title to his son, Doktor, Doctor, Professor, Shaykh. And he treating him like the way we treat the Shaykh. He said, I can pass that. When you travel and you get to see things like this, stick in your head. You start learning certain adab. في مثل عندنا يقول يا غريب كن ما حد يعرف المثل أديب. It says, if you're a stranger and traveler, make sure you behave well. Because you start adapting and learning a lot of adab. وصحبة ماجدي. And the best thing of traveling is the companion. You travel with someone, you get to learn a lot about that person. فإن قيل في الأسفار ذل وغربة وقطع فياف وارتكاب الشدائد. If the people tell you in traveling there is humiliation and you being a stranger and you cross deserts and you go so much tired, فموت الفتى خير له من حياته بدار هوان بين واش وحاسد. It's much better to go across desert and to go through all these difficulties than to stay in one place where there is no opportunities, where there is no future, when you don't see respect for yourself. You can't make anything for yourself or your family. You know what? Move on. Number 5. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created people and He differentiated between them in many aspects. In iman, in intelligence, in rizq provision, in position in life. Some of them higher than others, some of them more handsome than others. People are different. As we say, and I always consider it's a very famous statement, but never made much any sense. It's kind of, there is irony in it. It says, you are unique like everybody else. You are unique like everybody else. Kind of interesting. Contradicting statement, kind of. Anyway, so you're unique in a certain way. So what I'm trying to say, Allah made Dhul Qarnayn, Allah gave Dhul Qarnayn knowledge no one has, ability no one has. People didn't envy for him. People basically work with him and benefited from the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him, these things. So if your brother, let's say you're 3 brothers, one of them very successful in business, one of them mashallah don't envy him. Work together. Say alhamdulillah, Allah razaq kul wahid ma yastahiq. Allah give everybody what you work hard and just keep thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask, try your best. Number 6, al-ulama said that anyone spread corruption in earth and make corruption on earth is allowed to be locked up in jail. Where did he get that from? Where did he get this from the story? That he built the dam. He locked them inside their place. So that's an evidence the ulama use that his jail is something allowed, something permissible to do, to put someone in jail, because he technically put them in jail. The people Ya'juj and Ma'juj. Also, I want you to look how smart leader this person is. Dhul Qarnayn chose not to confront Ya'juj wa Ma'juj. Did you notice that? He didn't say, okay, those corruptions, I have soldiers, I have great army, I'm a great leader, let's pick the fight. He didn't fight them. He avoided the fight by building the dam and basically stopped what? Their evilness. Al-ulama said that's why even in war, if you see that you can avoid war, which is people die in the process, and you reach your goal without the bloodshed, you should go with the option where there is no bloodshed, where you save the life of people. And that was the right decision. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِن جَنَحُوا لِلسَّلْمِ فَاجْنَحْ لَهَا. If they choose peace over war, you have no option to say, no, I'm going to continue war. You cannot do that. Allah said in the Quran, فَاجْنَحْ لَهَا. You choose peace. Number 8, working together is the secret behind success. That's why he said, أَعِنُونِي بِقُوَّةٍ. You help me with manpower. Help me by bringing the materials, the elements, the iron, the copper or the lead. Okay? So he said, give me this and I have the knowledge to build a dam. I know how to structure it. I know how to do it. But you give me the manpower. So here you see working together, cooperation between us will bring us success. You know, not everybody knows everything, no matter how good you are. I'm not good in marketing, but you're good and know how to market things very well. You know, I'm not good in finance, but you're good at finance. Speaking of this, I have a proposal for our community, but I need your help. I've been thinking for a while of an idea someone asked me that want to build inside our community here in Clear Lake a network between people who are business owners or people of different professions that they might benefit from one another. They're interested in side business kind of. But we need to figure a way to like for example, you need, for example, insurance for your business. Maybe among our community, somebody who sells insurance and can hook you up with a very good deal. Someone, real estate. Maybe someone in the community very good in real estate. He can help you with what you need. Someone in our community very good as business consultant. Somebody is very good with IT. Somebody can help a lot with this or that. So if we can build somewhere, we can network together, and we know if I see something, okay, I can help, I can reach out. This sister is very good in sales. This sister is very good in that. You know, she's in head of marketing department, or she's a lawyer, and so forth. So I like the idea, but I don't know how to. What's the mechanism to do it where it became visible to our community? So if one of you has an idea, please contact me. Something similar to LinkedIn kind of. I don't know if that's even right example or not. You know, but something we can build inside a community, because you can go to the website and you know, okay, we have 1, 2, 3 pharmacists, doctors, you know. Maybe I'm a salesperson. I can tell, say, Masood, you know, maybe you can make a product and I will sell it to you. Or I have my cousins, like Ammar, his brother-in-law, he sells halal vitamins. Okay, you have a pharmacy. Can you put it in your pharmacy? Ammar make a little bit of money here and there. Everybody happy in the community. The person. Okay, so. What I'm saying, if you have an idea, how can we build that up? I would really appreciate. Number 9. It is so important that we always link the dunya with the akhirah. It's essential for us as Muslims that we don't ever look at the dunya by itself or the akhirah by itself. If you don't build that balance in your life, you're lost. If all what you see the dunya in front of you, you lose the akhirah. And if all what you think of the akhirah, you lose the dunya. And in a sense, you don't work for the dunya at all. You have to make that balance. Where I get that from? Even when Dhul Qarnayn said about what he will do, إما أن تعذب وإما أن إيش تتخذ فيهم حسنا. You punish them or you reward them. He said, those who are transgress, فسوف نعذبه عذابا نكرا ثم يرد إلى ربه فيعذبه عذابا نكرا. So he will go back to his Lord and his Lord will punish him. And the good, they will go back to their Lord. So he connect the dunya with the akhirah. It's not only my punishment that should be worried about, it's the punishment of the akhirah. It's not only that you're going to be caught by police. No, it's what's going to happen in the day of judgment. It's not only that you're going to be caught by your wife or your husband or your family or community. It's what Allah will do to you. So that's something important for you to keep in mind. Number 10, and this is something Jamal al-Din al-Qasimi rahimahullah said it, the great mufassir from Syria. He said, everyone, especially those of power, like leaders, they should always try to do something that it will benefit generations to come. Can anyone tell me where he got that from the story? The wall. What do you think, Abdullah? Doctor, do you think me and you are benefiting today from what Dhul Qarnayn did yesterday? Huh? Do we? Yes, everyone here in this place benefited from what this man did. Can you imagine what he have done? Something that benefited every single human being from that day until the day the dam will fall. So he said it is something to make you think, let me build something, let me leave behind me something that it will remain for a very long time and it will benefit people in general. Number 11, one of the most important quality in leaders that they don't run away from challenges. It's a big challenge to confront or to deal with Ya'juj and Ma'juj. Don't you think, Abdurrahman, Omar? That's right. It's a big challenge. He can easily say, you know what, those people never come to my country, Ya'juj and Ma'juj. They're dealing with them. It's not my business. Let me go away. Let me leave. Let me protect myself. Let me save my army. That's right. But that's not how leader thinks. Leaders, and I learned this, leaders, whatever they do or they don't do matters. They always ask themselves, if I do it, it means that. And if I don't do it, it means that. If you notice that you ever do something or you don't do something equal, man, that means you're not that important person. Or your decision, this is not important. You have to make a difference. And that's what this leadership is about. Is I know if I make the decision, I know if I leave today, it will matter. Leaders, they don't run away from challenges. Leader, they don't react to change. They create change. They face the problem. They bring solutions. Number 12. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Dhul Qarnayn the ability to travel, to control, to dominate the world. But this didn't happen just because Allah likes him and loves him. It didn't happen just because he prays in the night and he makes dua. If you notice how many times Allah repeated فَأَتْبَعَ سَبَبًا سَبَبًا سَبَب. What sabab? The means. He follow what he basically has the means that it will lead him to dominate. He took the means that it will lead him to know the east and to discover the west and to reach the people of Ya'juj wa Ma'juj. So, taking the necessary means in our life today to achieve success is a very important. I always say, hard work is the way to success. The only time success comes before work is in dictionary. That's it. But in real life, work always comes before success. And that's very clear in this man's life. And for us, what is the means that we need to be successful community? I think number one, we should come together, support one another, trust one another, support our leaders in our community and society. It means that I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm willing to commit. I'm willing to put money. I'm willing to put time. I'm willing to share my talents. I have to have wisdom and things of that nature. For countries, they have basically greatly the means to make a country great, good system, justice, good strong military, good economy. Number 13. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests us by giving us power on earth لِيَنْظُرَ كَيْفَ تَعْمَلُونَ. So He will see what you will do with this power that He gave you. Allah gave the power to Dhul Qarnayn and He shows us what He did with His power. الذين إن مكناهم في الأرض أقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وأمروا بالمعروف ونهوا عن المنكر ولله عاقبة الأمور. Those who, if we give them authority in the land, establish prayer, give zakat. Prayer represent righteousness. Zakat represent social justice. And enjoying what is right and forbid what is wrong represents what? Morality in the society. And also present what? System in the society. There is law in place. And to Allah belongs the outcome of all matters. My question is, if Allah give us authority over a land, over a business, you are a boss in your job, or in people work for you, or in your home, Allah give you authority over your home, would you be able to establish justice, prevent injustice, help those who need help, spread morality? As a community today, are we willing to stand for this? Are we thinking about this? Do we even think about how can we help those who are suffering around us in the society? Or today, countries and governments and those who are running for positions, especially talk about elections, all what they care about is their own success. It's all like, lies. One of the things that I wish that we can see good people working on it is to make it illegal for a candidate to lie in his candidacy. It's to be illegal. It's legal to lie. Unfortunately, it's legal. It's legal for someone to lie for running for president, to say, I'm going to do this and that. And when he became president or in senators or congressman, he just doesn't do that. It's not illegal. I wish that we have a law to make it illegal to do something like that. For God's sake, it's illegal to put an ad for a cream that you soft your feet with, because that's a deception. So wouldn't it be illegal for someone to run for a position in the country and would lie? Anyway, so the point here is for us to make sure that we know that when Allah gives you authority over the land, He wants to see what you will do. Also, One of the quality of leaders we see in this story is braveness. He's so brave. He traveled to the farthest east and west, places he never traveled to before. Like as I said earlier, if you don't have the courage to lose sight of the shore, you will not discover new lands. Number 5, humility. One of the most important quality in leaders, that they are down to earth. ما مكنني فيه ربي خير. Whatever Allah will help me is good. This is from Allah. هذا رحمة من ربي. Number 16. Why Ya'juj wa Ma'juj terrified those people who lived next to them? Al-ulama said the reason for them to be abused by Ya'juj wa Ma'juj, because this community combined two things. Number 1, ignorance. That's why Allah said, لا يكادون يفقهون. They don't even know how to talk, how to communicate. And ajz, laziness. They are lazy. They didn't put real effort to put it. They could have learned how to build it. They told him, we want to build a dam. So they have the idea. So why didn't you do it? Maybe you said lack experience. But you know what? They could have gained that through time. Ya'juj and Ma'juj didn't come yesterday. It's been a while. So here what I'm saying is, if the person do not get rid of laziness and ignorance, will always remain a victim. Will always remain as a victim. The way to victory and strength is you always have the determination, and you in the same time have the knowledge in your hand. Number 17, being a leader is not a bad thing. Being in charge, being a person with authority is not a bad thing. If you're gonna make this a means for you to spread justice and goodness in the society. That's why Dhul Qarnayn praised by Allah. Number 18, Ya'juj wa Ma'juj stories shows us how much incapable we are as human beings. How much our knowledge is limited. For God's sake, we don't even know much about the soul that's inside our body, rather to claim the knowledge of everything around us in the world. Number 19, Al-Quran tells us that the people of Ya'juj wa Ma'juj will come out of that place in the end of the days. So that rejects the idea that they already came out. And this is the story of Dhul Qarnayn, shows us the 4th type of fitna that Surah Al-Kahf speaks about. Surah Al-Kahf speaks about the fitna in religion, in deen. And that's the story of the boys who run to the cave. Also the fitna of wealth, money, which is the story of the people who own the 2 gardens. And the fitna of knowledge, which is between Musa and Al-Khadr. And now the 4th type of fitna, the fitna of authority and power. Power and fame. Fitna to sultan. You see that authority is not necessarily to be something bad, but it depends, it's fitna. So how you deal with it, it will determine how you elevate yourself. Power is such a strong test, and it's a hard test. I love what Shawkani said in his Tafseer. He said, I have seen, Shawkani saying, I'm quoting what he's saying, I have seen so many people in my town, in my time, in my country, in my time, talk so bad about the rulers of our time. So bad about them, and they oppose them, and they speak ill of them. Until one day Allah gave them authority over a small land. They own farm, and wallahi, the amount of injustice and the amount of the stealing the money and the injustice and the abuse that they have done over that small couple of acres, it is comparing to the injustice. I said to myself, if those became in charge of the whole entire country, they will be way worse than the rulers that they attack. Al-Shawkani, rahimahullah, said that this is something he witnessed, and I have seen this with my eyes as well. From people who are religious, in a small test, just small authority, give them a little bit of power. All, these things that the Islamist groups calling for all their life. Share the power, share the power. The moment they are in power, they don't share any power. Even in the level of da'wah. All this call upon ruler to be fair and just with people who are not like you, people under you. The same people I have seen in personal experience. When they are in power, there is no fairness, no justice. That's a fitna when Allah put you in power. That's why if you want to survive the fitna of authority, always remind yourself of the akhirah. Keep the akhirah in front of your eyes. Number 2, surround yourself with good company. Bitana salihah. Number 3, make a lot of dua that Allah give you tawfiq. So you give you guidance. Increase your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Always look at the benefit of the masses or the public. Everybody should be in a position of authority. Remember, كما قال عمر, هي تكليف لا تشريف. It's a test. You are in service, an act of service. You're a public servant. You serve the public. Those leaders, they serve the public. It's not an honoring. وَقِفُوهُمْ إِنَّهُمْ مَسْئُولُونَ. People of authority need to have mercy. Do you guys remember the hadith Abu Dharr, when the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam told Abu Dharr, when he said, make me Amir? What the Prophet told Abu Dharr? Why? You're weak. Did you guys, anyone here, ever read Abu Dharr's lives story? If you read Abu Dharr's biography, the one thing he wasn't, being weak. If there is one thing that he was not, it will be him being a weak person. He's aggressive, he's bold, he's a person of challenge, he have temper, he get angry quickly, he can face you, he doesn't matter who you are, he will challenge you in your face. He challenged Uthman, he challenged the biggest of the companion, he basically even sometimes you can mention and he say he kind of very against authority. Where is weakness? Patience. It's controlling anger. Self-control. That's weakness. ليس الشديد بالسرعة إنما الشديد الذي يملك نفسه عند الغضب. Strength is not in muscles and wrestling. Strength is self-controlling. That's why Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said you are, because in a place of authority, people test you. Oh my God, people say all kind of things to you. You know, the مثل we say, البائع مسخرة المشتري. I don't know if you ever heard that one. If you're a person of authority, you sell that your shop, but you are, customer's always right. He can do whatever he wants to you. And you have to say yes, yes, yes. That's why the person also in power should avoid public money. When Umar became in charge, somebody asked him, are you ready for it? He said, I'm not sure. He said, I'll ask you one question. Then Umar said, what? He said, how much do you love gold and silver? He said, gold, silver has no value in my eyes. He said, so you'll be a good president. If that's the truth, you're a good president. You became a person of authority, do not ever favor someone over the truth. Remember what Al-Hasan al-Basri said to Yazid, to Ibn Hubayra. He said, fear Allah more than Yazid. Yazid is the governor. Allah protect you, and don't fear Yazid more than Allah. Allah protect you from Yazid, but Yazid cannot protect you from Allah. I'm saying this because this is an issue is very important to keep in mind, especially in the level of power in our level and community. In this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give examples of different rulers. The first one, they said his name, Daqyanos. Daqyanos is the king who was in charge of the place or the village or the city of the young men who run to the cave. He was unjust, he was a kafir, he was a corrupt, he was about to prosecute them, to kill them. He fight faith. Okay? And there is many stories in the book of Tafseer how he used to force people to be kuffar, to leave Iman and faith. He used his power to spread corruption and to force his understanding over others. Ma urikum illa ma ara. I only show you what I see. And today many nations, many groups, they want to force their views over others. Ya akhi, I don't believe in that. And this is one thing I could not understand, how in the world the leftist, liberal, extreme liberal in the world, in America, in Europe, they have no sense of tolerance toward those who disagree with them in some of their ideologies. So if you have a conservative view, you will be absolutely no place. I mean, absolutely no space for even having conversation. أخرجوهم من قريتكم إنهم أناس يتطهرون. Like the people of Lut. Because they said, hey, we don't do that, we don't do this act. They said, kick them out. Like, where is multicultural stuff? We're accepting minorities. We're accepting the others. Or the others only a check mark, but has no basically existence in reality. The second king, so the first one spread corruptions and force people into his views, force people to believe in what he believed. The second king, he used his kingdom and his power to take people's wealth. Who was that? وَكَانَ وَرَاءَهُمْ مَلِكٌ يَأْخُذُ كُلَّ سَفِينَةٍ غَصْبًا. The one who take the ships. We're done here. You know, with the story of Al-Khadr. And the third king, the just, the fair, the one who offer faith, but he doesn't force people to it, which is the Qarnayn. Three types of kings Al-Quran and Surah Al-Kahf speaks about still exist today. Three types of people of authority still exist in the world today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq. We'll end with this, and thank you very much. Next class, inshallah, will be Mushir. Maybe next class will be the last one or the one after that. Yes. Very good. He said 2 points we raised. Not to be confrontational person, like he didn't confront or basically a challenge Ya'juj Ma'juj, get into war, but also one of the leaders' quality, they accept challenges. The answer in a word is called wisdom. You know which battle to take, which battle to not to take. Because the wisdom here is to save the life of your people, not to go into war. But the challenge is that, you know what? If there is a fight, you take the fight, you pick the fight. لا تتمنوا لقاء العدو. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said, don't wish to fight your enemy. لكن إذا لقيتموه فاصبروا. If you face your enemy, no, I will be tough and I will be a good fighter. So that will be the way to join or to combine between the two. Thank you very much. Yes, Sheikh. No, that time when the Prophet ﷺ said that much, it never closed again. So that became a sign that it is every little bit is getting bigger and bigger and bigger until they come out. تقوم الساعة. Maybe that much will not let them yet. When it became bigger enough, where they can see the light. Because we don't know, maybe it's so deep. So it's like layers. So we don't really how that works. Good point. طيب السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.